Hello and welcome to a new video. With the recent patch of World of Warcraft Reborn, Execution Sentence got buffed, and I want to show you the Execution Sentence build, which is not only really fun to play, it's also really strong, and it offers a combination of a lot of single target damage combined with cleave. So let's dive into this. First, what is Execution Sentence? Execution Sentence is a spell which a lot of people probably know from retail World of Warcraft. It's a really strong spell with a 40-second cooldown on Warcraft Reborn. During the time you activate this, you have 10 seconds time to put as much damage into it as possible, and at the end of it, it will culminate in a final burst for a lot of damage on your main target, as well as all enemies within 5 yards of your target. For the second effect, every time you use Judgment on a target affected by your Execution Sentence, it only triggers half of its cooldown, so you can use your Judgment way more often than before. For Mystic Enchants, for the legendary enchant, I obviously use the Execution Sentence. For Mystic Enchants, for the first one, I use Swift Execution. With this epic Mystic Enchant, every time you use Crusader Strike, it reduces the cooldown of your Execution Sentence by 3 seconds. It also increases the damage of your Crusader Strike on targets below 35 health by 20%, so you get way more damage in your execute phase with your Crusader Strike. This obviously is a really strong choice in combination with Execution Sentence to reduce its cooldown during a fight, to use it more often. For the second Mystic Enchant, I use Crusader of the Light. As with all my other builds, I still think this is our strongest Mystic Enchant. Every 12 auto attacks or melee ability hits, like Crusader Strike for example, reduces the cooldown of your Avenging Wrath by 10 seconds. And it strikes twice at the same time, so you not only get a built-in Hand of Justice with this Mystic Enchant, you also reduce the cooldown of your best damaging modifier Avenging Wrath by a lot. So if you can hit your target, you will reduce the cooldown of your wings by about 1 minute. Everything which interacts with your wings is a really great tool. We absolutely want this Mystic Enchant in basically every build we have. For the third epic Mystic Enchant, I go with Fierce Vengeance here. This Mystic Enchant increases the stack our Vengeance talent can have by another 1. This means we not only get 9% more physical and holy damage fully stacked, we now get 12% more physical and holy damage. So this Mystic Enchant is a straight up damage boost by 6%, 3% for physical damage and 3% for holy damage. Another choice which I went with first and tried it out was Crusader's Judgment. This allows your Crusader Strike to deal 20% additional damage on targets affected by a Judgment effect. In this build we obviously always have a Judgment up on our target because we can judge even more with Execution Sentence, and 20% more Crusader Strike damage combined with another 20% from Swift Execution. Sounds really good to me in theory, but after some testing I have to say that I got more DPS with Fierce Vengeance instead of Crusader's Judgment here. But if you want to try it out, go for it, or if you prefer this playstyle, you can play this for sure. Wrathful Exorcism is another strong epic Mystic Enchant which a lot of Paladins want to use. I have to say I'm not the biggest fan of this Mystic Enchant. It's good to use your Hammer of Wrath every time you use Exorcism. In this build it's not a good choice in my opinion because you already have so much buttons to press, especially with the lower cooldown of Judgment. So I don't think you get enough time to make use of your Hammer of Wrath. Fierce Vengeance is just a better choice as a passive damage increase for all of your spells. For my rare Mystic Enchants I went with Fields of the Pure to increase the damage of my Seal of Vengeance. We combine this with Glyph of Vengeance to get 10 expertise to be expertise capped every time we activate Seal of Vengeance for a single target. Divine Strength for 15% more strength overall, one of our best rare Mystic Enchants we can use to increase our damage. Glyph of Judgment for 10% more Judgment damage, we judge a lot in this build. Glyph of Holy Wrath to decrease the cooldown of Holy Wrath by 15 seconds. This is a really strong AoE spell, and we have a lot of cleave and AoE encounters at the moment, so a really strong rune. And Glyph of Exorcism for my last rune for 20% more damage by Exorcism. I would really like to use Glyph of Crusader Strike here because we use so much Crusader Strike in this build to decrease the cooldown of Execution Sentence for 3% more crit on it, but the other options are just too good to pass. I prefer to use this build and won't use Glyph of Crusader Strike. For the artifact Mystic Enchant I use Light's Hammer because it's another hard-hitting AoE spell with healing in the kit as well. I recently set up a Ko-fi page here, so if you want to support me feel free to tip here. Creating guides for World of Warcraft takes up a lot of time and I would appreciate some support for it. So if you want to support me, you can do this here. Please only tip if you can truly afford it. It's not necessary at all, but it will help to improve the quality quality of my videos in the future. For talents, I go with a simple Retribution Cookie Cutter talent tree, 5 points into Benediction to reduce the mana cost of all your spells by 10%, 2 points into Improved Judgment to decrease the cooldown of your judgment by 2 seconds, 3 points to Heart of the Crusader for 3% more crit, Conviction for 6% more crit, Seal of Command for cleave damage in AoE scenarios, which we have a lot at the moment, 1 point into Pursuit of Justice for more movement speed. You can also put this somewhere else if you prefer to. 3 points into Sanctity of Battle for 3% more hit and 15% more damage on Exorcism and Crusader Strike. Crusade for a straight up 3% damage increase and another 3% on Demons, Undead and Elementals. 2-hand Weapon Specialization for 6% more damage overall. Sanctified Retribution to increase the damage of everyone affected by your aura by another 3% as well as yourself. Vengeance, obviously one of our strongest modifier. Divine Purpose to remove stuns and to reduce your chance you get hit. Art of War to increase the damage of your Judgment, Crusader Strike and Divine Storm, as well as make your Exorcism an instant cast. Repentance as another stun. Judgment of the Wise, one of the biggest reasons Retribution Paladins are a part of our raid group. This gives a lot of mana regeneration for your whole raid. It's a really awesome support talent. Fanaticism for threat reduction and more crit on your judgment. Sanctified Wrath, as we said before, everything which interacts with our wings is insanely good, so we absolutely take this to reduce the cooldown and for more crit chance on our Armor of Wrath. Promise of the Crusader, which just got buffed, now increases your critical strike chance and the chance to hit with Exorcism by 10%. Chef of Light, one of our best talents to make our spell power scale with our attack power we get and with our strength. It just funnels 30% of your attack power into your spell power. Swift Retribution for 3% more haste for everyone who's affected by your aura. Righteous Vengeance for another dot and Divine Storm for a hard-hitting AoE spell. For gear, I'm using the Lionheart Helm of Expert Might with strength and expertise, a Dragonfang Talisman right now, Lightforged Spolders, Askander Spelled, Blade of the Shaman King, the Embraces of the Sadist when I'm with a Draenei in a group. If I'm not in a group with a Draenei, I'm using the Braces of Cooled Anger to get my hit cap, the Light's Hope, a strong weapon from Argent Dawn Exalted Reputation, the Firebrand Libram for a strong dot on our Judgment spell, Hand of Justice for attack boost and a chance to hit again. Another good option is the Witching Hourglass, which gives us crit and a haste proc, the Premium Banana, a World Forged item which increases your strength for a lot, the Gordok Nose Ring 2 times for getting my expertise cap, Lightforged Boots as well as Lightforged Leg Plates and the Spolders for this reset bonus at the moment, Crusader's Girdle also from Exalted Argent Dawn Reputation, and the Ascended version of the Shadow Panther Hide Gloves for a lot of strength and crit. For my next upgrades, right now I have the Sunderer Freethinker Breastplate and the Sunderer Freethinker Arm Guards in the Ascended version. I want to get the Hero's Brand as well, which is the neck in Ascended version for this reset bonus. I will get Titanic Leggings for the hit to combine this for even more power. If you don't have access to raid gear yet, you can look into this video here, my one with the light build, where I show a pre-raid gear setup, which is easy obtainable and which hit and expertise caps you as well. Before we continue, make sure to leave a like on this video and subscribe to my channel for more World of Warcraft content. If you are interested in learning where to find Mystic Enchants, make sure to subscribe to my second channel, where I upload daily videos how to find those hidden Mystic Scrolls in Warcraft Reborn. Thanks for supporting me. For rotation. On single target, you want to use Seal of Corruption or Seal of Vengeance. On AoE, you want to use Seal of Command. You have a priority system for your rotation. For your priority order, you want to use Execution Sentence first, followed by Exorcism, Judgment of the Wise, keep this up for your raid support to get your mana regeneration going. Crusader Strike, keep this on cooldown as much as possible because it decreases the cooldown of your Execution Sentence. Divine Storm, Light's Hammer, Holy Wrath, and Consecration. If you run low on mana, activate Divine Plea when all your other spells are on cooldown. Use Avenging Wrath when Bloodlust is activated or at the beginning of a pull before you activate Execution Sentence. On AoE scenarios, you use Seed of Command. Your prior order is NANI? Your prior order is Execution Sentence into Holy Wrath, Light's Hammer, Divine Storm and Consecration. Keep those up in big AoE fights to get your most out of your damage. When your AoE spells are on cooldown, prioritize Judgment, Crusader Strike and Exorcism in this order. Judgment to get your mana regeneration going, Crusader Strike to decrease the cooldown of your execution sentence, and Exorcism because it's a really hard hitting spell. Thank you very much for watching. If you found this useful, consider to like and subscribe for more World of Warcraft Reborn content. Special thanks goes out to my channel members who support me with their hard-earned real-life money, especially Nerdman and Aussie for being high-tier supporter.